Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome on in tonight. Fix the mic there. There we go, that's better. Hey, hi friends. Yeah, welcome to the channel. This is Wagworks GA. I'm Jeff. You can also call me Wags. Hey. Just checking to see if my producer has anything to add. I say producer, actually, that's my wife Ashley. We are a creative team. I do the art side of things. She does the writing, and it's much better because she does that. So, yeah, we work a lot on kids comics. Most nights you'll see us working on some of our kids comic stuff. Usually our younger stuff. So that's CoreToons, which are these short educational comics we make as part of a whole digital magazine with some other creator friends. That's for like grades kindergarten through 5th grade. But we also do like more graphic novel oriented work. Pre-published. Well, I can't say that anymore. We are published, but we do for like middle grade, so that's ages like 9 through 12 that we go for with that. I don't even know what I was trying to say at first. And then of course you'll also see lots of video game fan art here and some general slice of life comics. It's been a while since I've done one of those. I should do one of those. Not tonight, but I should do one of those. But yeah, I keep forgetting. I said pre-published, but we're actually published. With our part of the anthology we made with another creator group that we're a part of, Kids Comics Unite. Let's Go, a kids comics anthology. We did a 4-page comic that's part of this one, and we're part of the whole Kickstarter. The crew that we kickstarted the book, we got it funded, we got it published, we got it shipped. It's now listed on Amazon of all places, which is pretty awesome. So sorry, I guess I'm just tooting my horn for once. It's good times. Yeah, what else is going on this week? Just kind of trying to get back into a regular schedule a bit better with stream. Things were a bit flaky for a while there, so I'm happy to be kind of on a more normal schedule. Yeah, it's been busy this week. It's been good. Been doing a lot of stuff for CoreToons. We're wrapping up content for our February issue. So comics already done, but I just recorded an interview this week with our friend Teresa Robeson. She's awesome, super fun. Actually, we have one of her books. Where are you? You're in here somewhere. So she draws as well, but she actually wrote this one. And Teresa's done a lot of stuff as well. She did the picture book, 2 Bicycles in Beijing, Queen of Physics, just to name a couple. Anyway, why is that so hard? Why is it so hard to put a book on a bookshelf tonight? I don't know. Anyway, she's our feature this month in our CoreToons digital magazine. So I got to chat with her, which is always a delight. Did that. I recorded like a how to draw segment for this month's magazine based on what you saw me working on last week, the how to draw birds activity. So it's good times. It's been kind of fun. Doing a little bit, doing art, but also getting to do some of the video format stuff. It's good. So the crazy art rush is all done now. We finished I have something to show in a minute. But yeah, we finished the GDQ piece that was printed and made it in time. GDQ actually wrapped up just this last weekend. So if you happen to be watching at 10 o'clock last Saturday night, they hit the prize showcase where they actually showed the mugs and they came out so good. I was really happy with how they came out. It was pretty cool stuff. We finished that. I got the sketch of the DnD piece, which you'll be seeing me working on finishing that somewhat tonight, at least progressing on it. And the superhero project thing I finished back at the beginning of December. So the big stuff is done. Now we're back to kind of a rhythm with CoreToons. I'm going to be trying to push forward as much as I can on this DnD piece as well, just to kind of keep things rolling, because I really want to see this finished. And by the time we start our game up again at the new library, I would love to have this done. So keeping it going. But what I wanted to show you guys, I thought this was just the coolest thing, and maybe this is only exciting to me, and that's okay. But This was just a second. Sorry. Yeah. No, come on. There we are. Just adjusting the sizing here in OBS before I pop it up. All right. This was from the prize segment from last Saturday night on GDQ. So you've got 3 of like the main like big personalities from GDQ there. You've got on the left is Mr. Game and Shout, in the middle is the prize wizard himself, Scent, and then you've got Kung Fu Fruit Cup, who is also amazing. I'm a huge fan of all of these people, of these individuals, and they're holding the mugs, you guys. They're holding them, and that's so exciting. It brought me a lot of joy. This is from the segment. They did post it all on YouTube, and if anybody wants to see that segment, I can share the link, because it was certainly cool seeing them holding the mugs and hearing them talk about them. You can also see some of the other amazing prizes they had. Oh my gosh, like, don't even get me started. Like all the Pokemon plushies and this like Cerberus like mega crochet. This thing was huge. Holy cow. And then like the replica weapons, like you can see we got the needle from Silk Song. We've got Megatongue Hammer. I just said Megatongue Hammer, which is disturbing to think about. But the Megaton Hammer, a Diamond Sword, yeah, the Amigurumi, Charizard, and Bulbasaur. Like, man, there was so much cool stuff. It was just amazing. I'm always awed by GDQ and seeing some of the stuff that is created and donated. Anyway, I was so excited. Yeah, like, I love the prize crew. They're all like super fun to watch. We've gotten to interact with Scent a little bit on email, and he just seems like the best human. And I'm a huge fan of Kung Fu Fruit Cup. Actually, I think she's a Disney fan, so I keep hoping one of these days we're gonna just like randomly run into her at the parks. But that would be weird because she has no idea who I am. My kids would act like they know her, and she'd be like, "Who are these children?" And it would probably be a bit off-putting for everybody. But I guess I'd still enjoy it. Anyway, yeah. That's most of the exciting stuff. It's cold here right now, actually. Like, where are we at? Yeah, it's I'm 46 right now. Why am I old? Why am I so good at survival? Frank, I am happy to see you. Is everything okay? Because I have seen you go live this week several times, which I'm happy to see you go live always, but also I thought it would sometimes be during like your work day times. Going live is on your bucket list. Well, I mean, you've achieved that. I hope you continue to achieve it. Gotta get it done. Nice. Not all of us are immortal. Stop. Tell Frankie. Okay, I'm intrigued, Frank, but what is the strategy with the angry selfies? What's going on right now? Why angry selfies to Fallen? Like, on one hand, you know, if I feel like there's another way you could definitely interpret that does not involve anger. Perhaps you could do, instead of duck face, goose face. Aw. I mean, Frank, I'd have thought you're smiling. You're playing Knights of the Old Republic. And also, clearly, you know, you have a lot to be joyful for with Fallen. So there's, you know, all that too. Well, wait, wasn't one of your streams just showing it, or were they all? Because I didn't get a chance to join the ones during the week, but like Sunday I popped in for a minute as we were like running out the door. But it was cool to get to catch even just a little bit of it. doing full code. So you're playing through the entire thing? So I'm assuming you can decide whether you want to be light side or dark side. So I'm curious if you have an intent. Oh, you caught me lurking and said. So fun fact, I might have had the volume completely off because I was also trying not to distract the children as we were trying to get out the door. Folly. I like it. I like that. Oh man, I missed it. You typed the hi. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you at least saw that I popped in. I'm sorry that I missed it, and also, you know, total lurk mode. But I did want to at least show up for a minute since I saw you on. Yeah. But like, it's all good, Frank. Like, your job is good. Everything's good. I know. Listen, I'm working on building up the confidence to chat with other humans. I'm not very good at it, surprisingly. I'm kind of a serial lurker on other channels on Twitch. You walked in the office today and felt a pain in your chest? I mean, I like how chill you are about it, but I'm glad it wasn't your time. Just indigestion, maybe? Panic attack? I guess I should ask, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm glad it was not your time. Are you okay? That is what I want to say right now. Why didn't you tell me? Well, right. And this is how I find out that that happened? Frank, you have so much to live for. In all seriousness. But I do appreciate that you've totally now gotten the office work vibe. You're there. Future reference. Tell me next time. Yeah, you want to keep those lines of communication open. Yeah. As someone nearing a 20th anniversary, I can tell you that's important, and you should listen to her right now. 100%. Oh my gosh, the coffee. This is like the first time I've actually felt awake all day. It's just you texting him literally. It was the bad or oh no. Have things gotten worse with the boss? Excuse me. You talked to her. Like, do you voice chat? And then I mean, I'm not gonna pry, but if you, whatever you want to share. Listen, I'm just saying that's not the worst position to be in. If someone literally wishes that time itself could be bent so they could spend more time with you, that's awesome. I mean, as long as it's a person whose company you enjoy, which clearly you do. So I would say that you're in a good spot. You're in a good situation. I like that you guys have like a side chat while you're also talking to each other. That's good times. Also, to be fair, sounds exactly like something I would do. I've done that actually with some of my coworkers, like with friends at work. Like we've had separate like work chat and text message chains going simultaneously with just each other. If she threw a cast iron at your head, she has got a really good arm, is all I'm saying. Like maybe she should sign up for a softball team or something. All right, I should probably start warm up or something while we're talking. You know, efficient use of time and all that. I've been told I'm not good at time management throughout my life. So we're gonna start remedying that right now. That was the weirdest segue I could possibly have done. But here we are. We got here. It's crickets. Oh, the school cafeteria at work? Nice. That's always a bonus. So Frank, you're saying you do not prefer multimodal communications simultaneously. Is that what I'm getting? Okay. It needs to be. Okay. Do you think, Frank, that then you could recommend like one so that maybe, you know, we meet in the middle, right? So you do a multi-stream, but you just pick like voice chat and like one other place. And then that's good. She worked at the school. I mean, you could open a personal Teams account and still be doing that. Listen. I'm just saying, when I was in high school, I was on ICQ, AIM, and MSN Messenger all at the same time, and it never bothered me. I absolutely know that's dating myself, but, you know, this is not a new thing. You know, I wish I could say no to that. Like, I really wish I could say no to that. When I was in, thankfully it stopped, like, by, I don't know, 4th grade, 5th grade. But yes, we did, in fact, have to purchase for our school typing and writing a 5 1/4 inch, like, legit floppy disk, and like a plastic case to hold it in to keep it safe. I don't know where those things went, but at one point in time I had them. And it's funny because now they're like basically the size of like a DS or 3DS game case. But yeah. But then eventually we actually got 3 1/2 inch discs, which was much better. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been a bit of a journey. Hold on, I'm going to bring up random Pokemon generator. I'm going to let it pick them, but there's going to be a couple that if I see them, I'm going to re-roll, because I was looking back through and there's at least 2. Sorry, I am in the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Just trying to close that. Yeah. Like the floppies and the floppy disk holders were not too bad. Okay, so yeah, what were they? Fortress, and there was one other one. If we get it again, I'm gonna have to re-roll. Okay, but these ones actually are brand new. Manaphy and Gliscor. That's fascinating. All right. Yes, Frank. So I'm gonna clear this while I go real quick and pull up roughs. Wait, you haven't? Oh, right. Because they were hiring, right? They were hiring someone to kind of sit in between, going for the middle manager thing. So we got Manaphy first, so let's get that one. So you have to train your boss, is what you're telling me is going on. You literally, they hired someone to manage you that you have to first train how to manage you. Is that where this is going? I mean, this would not be the first time something like that has happened. I'm gonna change that font. I'm gonna change that font. That's not my preferred font. Better. Okay. Manaphy and Gliscor, which is spelled like that. Okay. You're basically the boss and he's your puppet. So you're saying you have power with no accountability. Is that where we're at? That feels dangerous. I mean, that sounds like really good advice. Okay. There we go. Okay. There's our references. Label layers like you do. Pick a different color to draw in. Okay. Yes, Frank. I mean, isn't that kind of what he would have to do if he didn't really have experience to back up what he's doing? That does, yeah. It does feel like a lead should have experience, at least somewhere tangentially related. Okay, so we are gonna do warm up. I'm gonna get that timer going. Oh, Frank, I was gonna like before you you joined on. I was just saying we're actually gonna get like cold tonight. Like we have a freeze warning here in Central Florida, which is kind of rare. How's it over by you? And Fallen, I'm sure Minnesota is much colder than anything we're getting here. All right, going to start the timer. Okay, yeah. Wind chill of 21. Sitting at about just under 25. Nice. I could have just used the weather command. I'm lazy. We don't talk about Minnesota right now. Polar vortex. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. I didn't say it, but what we're doing for a warm-up is fusing two Pokemon together. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, granted, Central Wisconsin. I grew up. I've experienced it, but yeah, I can't do it right now. The -20s. Make us a Butterburger. Like a Culver's Butterburger. Is that what we're going for here? So we got that kind of soft triangular head. No, I'm not talking about myself. Okay. Do this. More butter than Culver's. Without going into detail, the weather isn't why you want to leave. Fair. I can understand having a multitude of reasons for wanting to leave a place. I too decline to go into detail. What if I give like little baby bat ears? We're gonna do like kind of a cute. Alright, so I have a kid screaming right now, so I'm going to put you guys on Be Right Back, and I'm going to go find out what that's all about. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Thanks for waiting, everybody. Yeah, we've been in a little bit of a bad dreams phase lately with one of the kiddos, and you know, that may involve waking up shrieking and needing some comforting. So we're all good. We're back in bed. We'll see how that goes. Anywho, so the timer went off. I really don't know how much I had drawn or how far into it I was when I left. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to finish this out reasonably. Or so I say. All right. So it feels like you only slept for 3 minutes last night, Fallen? Because I definitely can identify with that feeling. So do something like that. It's hard being charismatic. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it comes with it. You know, it comes with a price. Okay, here's the question. If charisma is your highest stat, what's your dump stat? Your lowest stat is luck. Well, Fallen, I'm sorry to hear that sleep hasn't come easy. That's it complicates everything, honestly, when sleep is not there. Has there like been anything in particular that's been problematic about it? Again, you know, I'm always here to help or to vent to, but you know, I'm not meaning to pry. So you can also feel free to tell me what is none of my beeswax. Gotcha. It sounds like it's not fun times up there right now, and I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it gets better. So Frank, your lowest stat is luck. I hear you on that one sometimes. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you guys. I don't know if you saw, I attempted to stream Disney fireworks on New Year's Eve. Hey Lily, how's it going? Yes, we are doing a warm-up Pokemon mashup right now. Oh yeah. Well, I showed from Disney, from the Polynesian, but actually I tried doing one on New Year's Eve just from the front of our house. I didn't even publish the streams because I failed to check my Wi-Fi and cell reception, like literally 10 feet from where I stream. And as it turns out, it's literally a video of me like being like, hey guys, look, blah, 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 Disney fireworks. And then I walk out the door and like start to say something, and then it just stream cuts. And I didn't notice that it cut until afterwards when I came back in and tried to do like an outro. And it's like, oh, that's weird. Why does it say I just started recording again? And yeah, it was because I hadn't been recording the entire time. It was kind of a comedy of errors, but I'll figure out a way to do it, to do a stream with fireworks some other time, because it's fun to share. Hold on one second. Be right back. Okay. Just filling Ashwin on what's up. Yeah. Lily, how's your night going so far? But I was so excited about sharing the fireworks, and then it really turned out to be kind of just all the errors. Do something like that. Why does this feel like a Dragon Quest monster, honestly? What were the kids doing? Like just now? They were having, well, one of them was waking up from a nightmare. So that was cool. It looks like the thing from Final Fantasy. Wait. Which thing from Final Fantasy? Like, not like a Moogle, right? Like, you're not... Like this guy? Is this what we're talking about? Like, boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. I guess it does a little bit. Yep, that's the one. I guess I see it a little bit. I see it a little bit. We'll do the scorpion tail still. But like a little bit shorter. Okay, there we go. Oh, wow, cool. So this all sounds like a pretty good day. I mean, in my opinion. All right, so what do we call it? Do we call it Mancore or Glycophy? I think Mancore, because it kind of sounds like it's short for Manticore. Manticore. I think that's what I'll go with. Bad Moogle. It is kind of Bat Moogle, honestly. What is it? There's like a Dragon Quest monster that this makes me think of too. It's hold on. No, it's not that. Eh. Okay, it's a little bit of this, but there's another one that I think is even more, okay. Like, it's like a little bit like this, but there's another one that I think is even more. Like, this is the Draki from Dragon Quest. But there's one, I swore there was one that looked a little bit more like it. Aren't you Canadian? A mini argument to convince your mom to drive you. I'm sorry, that's frustrating sometimes. Canadian niceness, Midwest niceness, you know. We have a solid Midwestern contingent today on stream. We got me, we've got Fallen, we've got Lily. Go Midwest. Whee! Oh man, so this song is Frog's theme from Chrono Trigger, and on GDQ they had, I think Friday night, they had a couple of Chrono Trigger runs. One was just like up to a certain point, and then they had one like full run that was New Game Plus, which if you know, like that's like a 5-minute run, which is kind of amazing. I'm a Florida man. I mean, I haven't done any. I don't feel like I've earned that title yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll figure out something to do. I did rescue a turtle from the street with my bare hands, and it tried to pee on me. So then we called it Squirtle. Lily, you know what? I can help you. Are you open to having a completely random choice? Because I also do not know who to choose, and I use random Pokemon generator. Also, you could just do it too. It's randompokemon.com. Frank says hi, by the way. Wait, what? Frank says hi. Ashley says hello and asked if you still have a job. She heard me worrying about you earlier. All right, so we care, Frank. We care how you're doing. He says he wishes he didn't have a job, but he does have a job. Congratulations, Frank. You've made it. You've made it. Just another 20, 30 years like this and you're set. I'm sorry, that is so soul-crushing, and I did not mean to go there. All right, anyway, I can just push the button if you want, Lily, and you can get 2 brand new random Pokemon. Different job. Fallen, I think that's the smart way. That's the way. All right, so. This is like the most cursed combination I think we could have come up with. But yes, Lily, you could draw Milcery and Magnezone fused together. Oh, you got 2? All right. Never mind, you're good though. You don't have to draw this cursed combo. Bro, I mean, they had Magic the Gathering tournaments on ESPN2 back in like 1999. Is that right? Yeah. So yeah. Hunter Blitzy. Oh, that'd be fun. Or Blitzel, but yeah. Ooh, Hunter and Blitzel would be really interesting, especially with the stripes. You could do some cool stuff with that, like the striped ghost. But you have an idea? Okay. Well, I'm very excited to see what you come up with. Either way, I will stop pushing my suggestions. All right. All right. We did it. We did it, guys. We made it. We're here. At 10:52. Almost ready to start. I'm very efficient. Today's the 15th. Today's the 15th. Holy moly. Do you have a vision for Milser? Okay. Very cool. Yes, I want to see this. Professional grocery bagger. Okay. Pop quiz, Frank. You've got heavy items and you've got light items. What do you do? Sorry, it's like the lamest thing ever for me to say. It was cool. Alright, you can go back here, friend. There we go. Day 2 of your and Frankie's 8 months together. Congratulations. You put the delicates under the heavies and all in one bag. You got it. You this judging from my experiences, you are now qualified for employment at most grocery stores. Absolutely. Nailed it. Okay. This is good. Actually, I really like this one. This one came out kind of cute. Okay. So what I am going to work on tonight is this. I've been slowly but surely coloring and inking and coloring. It's not fast. Sorry, I'm just labeling some layers that I neglected to label earlier. So lazy. Okay. Okay. So we got, boop, that's good. That's good. Yes, Frank. Okay, so these guys are pretty good to go. So yeah, just as a refresher, this is like, this is the whole crew. The whole crew of everybody plus a background. But hey, look at that. I've got 2 characters and 1 familiar already done. And now I just have to do, you know, all the others. Valentine's Day is your anniversary. Get out of here. I mean, don't really get out of here. I like having you guys around, and it would be lonely and quiet without you. But that's awesome. That's a really good anniversary. And it does tend to be easier to remember. 9 months. Wow. Does Ash I don't think she objects to that. Usually I just say best friend. That's usually where we go with it. I don't know. I feel like it's not a terribly romantic term, but honestly, sometimes that's what you need in the relationship. Not just all that. Like, we have 2 kids. She's full time, like between writing for Superhero Project and the homeschool stuff and doing our writing stuff and basically handling all the insurance stuff when you've got a kid with increased medical needs, and I'm working a full-time job. Like, there's so much going on. Like, sometimes just like, honestly, It's just nice to have the really good friend to spend time with. The romance is great when you have the time and you have the energy, but like, I don't know. I think that once you get to almost 20 years in a marriage, you're just like, it's just really nice to have someone that you can just enjoy spending your time with and can laugh together and just kind of have each other's back. Anyway, that's my opinion, but I can understand why the delineation is important. And I'm not going to tell you how to run your life. She looks like that. That's crazy. She can make her head turn into a purple square. Amazing. Google definitely existed when we got married. Google has been around for more than 20 years, Frank. I know this especially because of an iconic moment in our Florida State University Graduate Department of Meteorology, when there was one grad student who was known fairly well for coming into other students' seminars and trying to trip them up with really hard questions, not like in a friendly way. And he tried to do that to one of my lab mates, and my lab mate was just like, Google it. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, he remains a legend to this day. Not me hitting the microphone with my coffee mug. Bro, Facebook was there. Facebook was around like when we got married. Oh my gosh. Was I already largely done with Facebook at that point? No, I guess I was still at least a little bit active on Facebook at that point. It took a few years to totally lose all interest. We are all older than Google. That's true. Hold up. I disagree. Let me ask Google when Google started. Google was founded on September 4th, 1998. We were definitely married after that. It's not really close. I mean, the domain name for google.com was registered in 1997. And the company was officially founded in a garage in 98. It went public in 2004, still before we were married. Bro, no. No, that's not true. That was a lie. Yeah, Facebook was also 2004, so no. We were married after Facebook existed. I mean, this is my search results. Feel free to fact check, but it was available to the public in 2006. Oh, that was when it went to the general public past college access. It opened in 2005 to colleges and universities. So, yeah, we're still younger. Our marriage is still younger than Facebook. Okay, yes, that's true. When did Twitter start? And when did Twitter officially die? Twitter was founded... Actually, hold up. No. Yo, Twitter was founded on March 21st of 2006. So actually, no. Actually, our marriage is also younger than Twitter. Listen, there's plenty of things that will age me, that will give away the fact that I am, no longer in my early 20s, despite this youthful face. But apparently this is not one of them. Fascinating. Fascinating. Anyway, okay, that's enough diversion. Good times, good times. So I'm working on this druid. That's what I'm drawing right now. Marriage is older than the last comic strip of Calvin and Hobbes. Frank. I thought that maybe there was like a random one that he did later on. The last Calvin and Hobbes strip was published on December 31st, 1995. I wasn't even in high school at that point. Okay. Wait. I thought you were 30 or 29 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, no, I'm definitely older than you. That's fine. I'm just You're 97. Oh, okay. You're 97 years old? No, just kidding. I know where you're going with it. I know what you meant. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I started high school in 97. Good times. And our high school football team won the state championship that year. That was good times. Okay, it's enough distraction. I mean, if there ever is really enough distraction, which is kind of our whole deal here. You were busy playing Halo. Yeah, that was definitely the year that Ashley and I got married. So. I mean, depending on when, but yeah, there we go. And Instagram. Yeah, probably Instagram. I believe that. That wouldn't surprise me. What is the official date? Now, I'm just curious now. I have to know. Yeah, 2010. Okay. Yep. Well, there you go. See? Any other ways in which we'd like to try to make me feel old? Anything else? What do we got? On this rare occasion, I'm opening the floor. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the inks here, so I will start coloring, but what I'll want to do is come back and add these little like sewn in gems later. Grew up on Vine and played a lot of Skyrim. Yeah, Vine was like my late college, early professional career. Like Oh my gosh, early professional career. What is wrong with me? So Vine was 2013. No, definitely not college then. It would have just been like, oh my gosh. Vine launched in January of 2013. Vine is almost... My daughter is almost older than Vine. Not quite, but almost. Wait, for real? I mean, I can see it now. We have, you know, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. They've all kind of kept the format semi-alive, although not been as strict about the length. So we're kind of primed for it. It would work. It would make sense. Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of what, but you know what? There's a hope because like people were ready for stuff like Blue Sky to come out, like that were a little bit less algorithm driven, not quite as corporate overmind taken over as like Instagram and all those other platforms. So I think there's room for it to come in and do all right. Yes, I like the anti-AI posting. All right. I'm actually going to stop looking up the stuff now and start doing some colors. I need to probably look up more information about these characters as provided by their players. That might be helpful. Nope, that was what? There we go. Fallen hates Panda Express. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to judge anybody for their fast food choices. I do enjoy some good Chinese food, but we didn't really do it from Panda Express usually. And that was like pre-keto. So wait, Fallen, are you telling me that Frank said something that wasn't true? That I have once again fallen for? Frank! Gets me every time. One of these days, I'm gonna figure it out. One of these days. Okay. Streaks of dark blue, groups of star clusters, shades of darker blue, gossamer clothing with white stones sewn on. Okay. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Whee! Okay. Set my reference layer. You have Panda Express like 3 times a week. Do you have, so question, do you like rotate through different dishes there, or do you have like an absolute favorite go-to? I feel like especially college cafeterias can be honestly pretty awesome. So I'm gonna darken this a little bit, this blue, because we're going for something that's a little bit more starry nighttime sky. And she's gonna have basically like an underdress, and then it'll be like a sheer gossamer material over the top of that. Still have your old Tumblr account that's been with you since you were 14. Nice. I admittedly had a GeoCities page and a blogger page back in the day. They are mercifully dead. Hopefully forever. Mushroom chicken, string bean chicken, and white rice with soy sauce and a side of cream cheese. Oh, the wontons. Oh my gosh. Like Dr. Song. Honestly, Frank, that really does work. Like, yeah. All right, am I on the right layer? Please tell me I'm on the right layer. MySpace is back? Oh my gosh, no. Please no. Although I don't know why my reaction to it is that strong. Like, I definitely had a MySpace page. I don't think I dove as deeply into that world as a lot of others. Wait, MySpace is owned by... What? Like, I honestly can't tell if you guys are just messing with me right now. I could just look it up, but, like, this sounds made up. I forgot what the site is now that's like MySpace. Man, I tell you what, I hardly have enough time to keep up on the social media that I actually enjoy. Like, in case it wasn't apparent looking at my Twitch page and noting that I haven't actually finished adding my like info panels, or doing half the things that any, you know, streamer really should. Like actually putting up community rules and guidelines in their, you know, panels, and actually having links to stuff, and, you know, FAQs and all that. One of these days I'm gonna do it, guys. Google MySpace and what year is this anymore? I don't even, that sentence, it gave me some weird feelings. Yeah, okay. He was a key investor and creative partner in its 2011 purchase by Specific Media. Aiming to restore MySpace's core vision of connecting musicians with fans, making it a destination for music, photos, videos, and artist interaction. Spearheaded the redesign. MySpace eventually changed hands again in 2016 and later in 2019, but Timberlake's involvement marked a significant chapter in the platform's attempt to reinvent itself. No, it does still exist. Wow, look at that. Okay, so a lot of stuff is gone from the old MySpace, but technically if you ever had an account, you still have one. This is fascinating. I'm not older than... No, wait, I am. I am definitely older. Why did I start to argue that so, like, violently? Yeah, I definitely am older than Magic the Gathering. Because Magic the Gathering was created by Richard Garfield and first released by Wizards of the Coast in August of 1993, launching the collectible card game genre and becoming an instant phenomenon. The game's concept developed while Garfield was a PhD student in the late 1980s and early 1990s, leading to its popular commercial launch at Gen Con in 1993. Nice. So yes, I am definitely older than Magic the Gathering. It's true. Well, I mean, Yeah, apparently not. Apparently 93. But I mean, you know, I think a lot of these types of things, they do have roots. If you really think about it, they kind of tie back to Dungeons and Dragons in a lot of ways. Not that this is like, I mean, Magic the Gathering itself is very different and doesn't necessarily rely on dice and not having like immersive storytelling. There's a lot of big differences, but I think a lot of the fantasy genres kind of owe some inspiration back to D&D, which is probably how they feel old. Is my opinion. Yeah, so I actually have had to look at a new mattress for the bed because I've been waking up with a sore back every morning for the last like couple of months. If that makes you feel better, Frank, you are not alone. That's really fun. It's nice to have something that like connects you together, right? Like, oh, I totally had a thing that I was gonna look up and then I 100% blanked on it. Wow. Oh, there, I know. Okay. The Magic the Gathering made me think of their collaboration with Final Fantasy, which made me wonder. I figured I was definitely older than Final Fantasy, but just confirming that. And that is indeed true. That's true. It's not always an age-related thing. For me, I know it's been a little more as I've gotten older, but also as like I room in with my son because he just with epilepsy and everything. I'm there to keep an eye overnight, make sure everything's cool. So I have it's like a roll-away bed, and that's like 5 years old. So that I also suspect that mattress was not meant to be used night after night for 5 years. So it's probably time for replacement anyway. You survived a match with giant cactuar? Gigantuar? Is that Gigantuar, right? But anyway, the first Final Fantasy game released in Japan in 1987, but it didn't make it over to the States until 1990. Fun fact, if you didn't know, Final Fantasy was named Final Fantasy because Square Enix, it wasn't Square Enix at the time, it was just Squaresoft, was having a lot of financial trouble, and they actually believed that it was going to be their last game that they ever published. They figured they were going bankrupt and heading out of business, so they named it Final Fantasy, and it ended up being so immensely successful that it saved them. And even though the subsequent games are in unrelated worlds, they kept the franchise name with their thematic elements. And here we are at Final Fantasy 16, and what? I don't think they've announced a 17 yet. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, they have not officially announced anything regarding Final Fantasy 17, but some developers have confirmed discussions are happening and development might be underway. So, I mean, it's almost certain that we'll see Kingdom Hearts 4 before 17 gets announced and made. Figured that might have been for Fallen and not directed my way. No worries. No worries. Frank, did you say that your only Final Fantasy game that you've tried is 7? Like original 7? Am I remembering that correctly? You can never finish it. Is there any particular reason you feel like you can't finish it? You get to the... That's so early in the game, though. There's so much more game. You haven't even, like, ridden on the dolphin yet. Let's try a blue for this. So. Definitely. I mean, how much about the story of Final Fantasy VII have you already heard? Because even though the game's been out for quite a while, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just gonna shut my mouth right now. Okay, you know. Like, there's not really a lot of choosing that happens later in the game in that regard. Also, the romance it's not as overt, right? Like, it's not quite as much of a thing, I guess I'd say. Yeah, I feel like I was always slightly Team Tifa as well. I think from what I've seen, the remakes do a little bit better job of really kind of bringing out the character, like the bits that were already kind of there, but giving her a bit more of a shine. Maybe, but then again, maybe it's also the fact that I'm just like, I've grown up a little bit and am less about just the RPG action elements of a game and able to pick up on the story cues and the like indirect characterization a little bit better. But I don't know, Frank, I was just gonna say, like, there's so much Final Fantasy out there. There's gotta be one more your cup of tea if you were interested. But, you know, again, I don't need to tell anybody else how to game. I know 7 is usually one that I'll list as like one of my favorites. I kind of have a rotation. Typically, like right now especially, but typically 9 is at the forefront of my favorite list. 10 is up there. 7 is in there. Every now and then 8 will sneak in. 8 did a lot of stuff really well. It was just parts of it got a little convoluted, and the battle system, if you didn't get it right away, it was really kind of, it took me a while to understand it fully, what you were doing, and because of the learning curve, it took a little bit, but it was one that I ended up, after I beat the game, it was one that I came back to more frequently. 12 was good. I've only played a little bit of 13, but a lot of people really like 13. I think a lot of when it originally came out, a lot of people were mad at how linear it was. So you had a lot of people complaining about that. There we go. I know 14 is like wildly popular right now. I haven't played that one, so I can't really speak a whole lot to it. I think the only online Final Fantasy I played was I did like the 30-day free trial of 11 back before our daughter was born, so that was a long time ago. I mean, have you looked at 14? Because also, isn't it like free to play all the way through like many of the early expansions after Realm Reborn? Like, there's a lot that you can play for free from what I understand. And it's, yeah, I've heard so many people have like positive things to say about that. Okay, so she's got like groups of star clusters dotting the skin, this character, but so I need to give it a little bit of contrast. It can't be super light. Although usually for a circle of the moon druid, I would make them a little bit like fairer skinned. Let's see. Well, let's try this, because it does need to stand out a little bit. Okay. All right. As a longtime Final Fantasy fan, I would, in general, I would be remiss if I didn't recommend a game in the series to you. But you know, again, you do you. Your mileage may vary. Final Fantasy. I also really liked the 3D remake of Final Fantasy 3, which is kind of funny because like while they tried to give like a little bit of characterization, like the original game for Nintendo, the NES, like didn't have specific characters in it. They were all just kind of placeholders. And like they tried to fill that in a little bit in the 3D remake, which was interesting. But ultimately, like, because it was kind of a slapped on at the end thing, I didn't feel as compelling. Yes, the pixel remasters. Oh my gosh. That's true. 6 is the other one that's one of my common responses for favorite, because 6 was really good. Although, if you want something... Oh, you know what might be good for you, Frank? Is Chrono Trigger. Which is not officially a Final Fantasy, but it's pretty much a Final Fantasy. I mean, it was made by Square, kind of a dream team of creators at Squaresoft, and had a lot of Final Fantasy elements. The battle system was slightly adjusted. It's really good, and if you wait for a Steam sale, you can usually get it for like $2 or $3, which is always a nice thing. Chrono Trigger actually is probably my favorite game of all time, if I had to pick one. It's just super, super good, and it was my introduction into JRPGs. Especially with the New Game Plus function. Like I had a friend, one of my really good friends, we came over for like a sleepover one night, and he's like, hey, do you want to beat this game from beginning to end? I'm like, okay. I'd never seen a JRPG. He's like, usually this would take, you know, from the beginning, from scratch, this would usually take like 30 or 40 hours, but we're going to beat it in 5 hours. I was like, what? Because of course his stats were, you know, pretty close to maxed out, had all the best equipment, which makes for a real quick plot playthrough. Okay, getting there. But yeah, the pixel remasters look so good. And like 4, 5, and 6, like the Super Nintendo Final Fantasies, are just, those are excellent. Wait, you beat Knights of the Old Republic when you were 7? Dude, that's awesome. So I'm gonna give her like silvery eyes. Silver, yeah. In 2 hours, you've made 4 months of progress compared to... Well, I mean, that figures. You died a lot. I mean, to be fair to yourself, though, you were 7 and 8. Like, that's very understandable. That is too big. Too big a brush, Jeff. Didn't know. Oh my. That's like me trying to learn Visual Basic when I was in 4th grade. I could make some things work, but like I had no idea. I just didn't have a good concept of like variable scope and any of that stuff. I wonder if any of those old games will still run. I have some of them somewhere. If aliens were talking, you were too impatient to read the captions, so you just guessed. I mean, yes, this is all very consistent with a 7 or 8 year old. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so I still haven't played the game, so I don't really, that doesn't really mean a lot to me. It's on, one of these days I will, in a moment of weakness, pick it up on Steam. But that will likely be followed by many years of not actually playing it. If my current Steam library is any indication. Like, I'll chip away at 1 or 2 games a bit in a year, but maybe not even finish them. Or I'll at least try to boot most of them when I first get them, but like, yeah. Like I started playing through a little bit of Celeste. I, for some reason, was determined to revisit 7 a little bit and got marginally into it. Although, to be fair, especially when it's games that I've already played or beaten, there is something comforting just knowing that I still have access to them. And I feel like that is a part of the reason of purchasing them, is just to be like, well, I can't play it right now, but for that magical someday when I definitely will have all the time in the world, boy, wouldn't that be nice to already have access to it. It's super easy if you know how DnD. Yeah, I see it. It's usually both on Steam and Switch. It goes on sale many times a year. So I'm guessing since you played it at 7 or 8, you would say it's fairly kid appropriate. That's my only other thing about getting it on the Switch. I try to make sure that anything that I get on Switch is like kid appropriate, because like I play the Switch, well, if it's a good spell, maybe I'll play the Switch once every week or 2. If it's a really busy part of life, I'll play the Switch like once every month or 2. Or if I'm lucky, I'll play, the kids will ask me to play with them on like a weekend or something, and I'll play a little bit of like, Mario Kart or Minecraft or what have you. Like obviously you fight and kill enemies, but it has 0 gore. Okay. I mean, like the kids have played stuff like Kingdom Hearts. I mean, not quite killing enemies in that one, but excuse me, my goodness. Still, attacking, stuff like that. So 0 gore is good though. Nobody gets Qui-Gon'd. Although even that wasn't necessarily a lot of gore. Just, you can be very dark side. Makes sense. Man, I remember playing like a little bit of Jedi Knight, and I actually I think Well, no, that was save. It wasn't auto save, so I was able to just go back and restart the like from my last save. But like I was so upset because I accidentally pushed an NPC off a ledge. What city do you start? It's not Coruscant, is it? That you start in? It might be because you're working through like the inner levels of it or something. At any rate, it was like one of those like very early ones, and I was just trying to get past an NPC, and I ended up shoving them off of a giant ledge. And I saw my meter like edge a little bit towards the dark side. I'm like, no, I have to start over. No dark side for me. Apparently that was very important to me to not be even a little bit dark side. You know, it was fun. That was around the time I'd been really into playing doing a lot of death matching with friends in Doom. And man, trying to switch brain modes and get into like death matching in Jedi Knight, I had a lot of trouble with it, let me just say. I did not effectively leverage the FPS tools and the force abilities as some of my friends were very adept at doing, and I kind of just got wrecked all the time. Oh, so the sequel is amazing? Okay. I had noticed there was also the sequel. So is there a big time skip between Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2? Like, is it completely different protagonists and everything? Eight years later and a different protagonist. Okay. Did you play any of Jedi Survivor? I know a lot of people are really hoping to get a live action Cal Kestis. You love Jedi Survivor. It's the one that I always like. It always just kind of piques my interest when I see it, but it's another one that's like, well, this is probably not going to go on sale for $3, and I definitely am unlikely to have time to play it. Best new Star Wars game? Oh man, don't tell me that. No. Think of my family. My children need a father. And Cal Kestis can't be that father before we get there. Okay, I like that. It's a very slight reduction in saturation, but I think that's what I was going for. Okay, so let's review the description. Oh, I'm gonna save. Let's review the description again real quick. Long, tumbling silver hair with streaks of dark blue. Okay. Gotta add those streaks. Where do we want those? I feel like it makes sense here. Man, I can't wait for this DnD campaign to pick back up once they've got the new library up and running. it's only been about one session that we kind of, would have missed right now, but I miss it. It's it turns out it doesn't take long to get used to something. Did you have like a favorite thing about Jedi Survivor, or was it just kind of like the entire experience? Oh, so it improves everything from the game it came from. I watched like a little bit of some playthroughs of it, like not the entire thing, but a lot of it, and I did really like how it seemed like it incorporated lore. Like it really, I liked how it felt very steeped in the galaxy, and like it added to the story, but also was still very much just connected to it. So druid antlers, and they don't have to be brown. I think the little bit of warm color works here. Because I'm not trying to go entirely monochromatic. Okay. That's why. Okay. Goodness, where does the time go? Okay, I still need to get the tiara a little bit. Add like a little bit of glow, and do I tone this down slightly? It'll give them that kind of shimmery look. Okay. We're almost there. I do need to do this tier though. So I could do it. Okay, this works. It's sufficiently different, I think. But I might actually make the gems on it a little darker. No. No, he said specifically like a starry crown. So I do want them to kind of emulate all the other star motifs that we've got going in here. Okay. Okay, that's good. Just like the slightest little glow to that. Okay, so maybe then we're ready to start with some shadows. Okay. Wait, are you serious? You started 20 minutes ago and you're done already? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. Nice work. Excellent. That's good stuff, man. All right. I do need to be wrapping my stuff up here in a minute. I got a little bit into the zone here on shading. I kind of lost track of time. All right. I need to stop. Really? I need, okay, come on, Jeff. Stopping. You're going to stop. Okay. Actually stopping. Look at me. Look at me go. I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. Okay. So I'm gonna hop back to, because it is like midnight already anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna hop back to here. Pew. Sorry. All right, so let's go hop over to that Discord. Okay, bring up your comic. I just saw it. That's why I was laughing. Frank, I feel like perhaps some of your life is expressing itself in this comic. Would you like to elaborate at all? Yes. But also 100% I identify with this. How do you know? Well, at least Goose is not throwing a person out the window, so I feel like things could have gone, you know, much more extreme here. Also, just calling it out, nice perspective on panel 4. I know it's like not a crazy complicated shot, but it looks really nice. You started that the second fall and went to bed. See, that's awesome. You're giving her your full attention and then hopping into a comic when she's no longer available. But you started this 20 minutes ago? Perspective is easy. You just eyeballed it. Well, it looks good. That's all I'm going for. It looks good. Also, since this is an office, you totally get off the hook for having a wired mouse, wired keyboard, and landline phone. Because, yeah, those are things that are still in all the offices now. It is a nice feeling when I realize, like, okay, at least I've come far enough that I do have wireless of those things now. We don't use a landline any longer. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're probably catching up with those. It's kind of hard to not get wireless these days. So I'm assuming you have dialogue for this, but honestly, it reads really clearly without it as well, even without, if there were no dialogue. Excellent supporting Frank Fallen. That's awesome. And also good night. Hope you get some rest. More than 3 minutes of sleep. Oh, you guys. You guys are just too cute. Seriously. Seriously. Nice. Then frame it in. So is the plan then no dialogue whatsoever? I do think it reads clearly without it. And honestly is open to many more scenarios there. But I was curious if you had specific dialogue in mind. Yeah, that works. I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's perfect. That's kind of perfect, in all honesty. Seriously, I can't believe you did this all in just like... Did you already have a script? Because I know you said you were writing for a little bit before you jumped back in, so was this already scripted out? No? Just 20 minutes. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I need to learn from you. Beginning to end in 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I could learn a thing or two from you. That's for sure. Well, very nice. I think, yeah, I still say one of these times, if you ever make it to Friday Night Comics with Saw, Sequential Artist Workshop, you would do well there. I know it's been years, a couple years probably since I did it, but it was really cool doing it and like seeing other folks, but I had a really hard time like thinking of a concept, mentally like scripting out a comic and then doing it, like not over finishing it, but just drawing it in like that short span of time, like an hour or less. But here you've done that all in just 20 minutes. So nice. Very nice, in fact. All right. Well, I know you've got work tomorrow. I've got work tomorrow. Sleep is quite important. So easy peasy. You're gonna have to teach me, Frank. Maybe one of these streams will just ask you to challenge me to do a comic. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks, Frank, as always. Thanks, Fallen. If you want to see more of our stuff, my art, Ashley's writing, you can find us as WagWorksGA on Instagram, on YouTube, here on Twitch, and also check out our website, wagworksga.com, where you'll get a better look at like my portfolio. You can see a couple of the graphic novel projects that we've worked on pitches for. We've got a blog, although we barely update that. We have a shop too, which is pretty fun. So you can check that out. If you enjoyed the stream, I will be back next Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern time here in the States. That's mostly it. I do still owe you guys 2 full streams to make up for the flakiness over the holidays. I don't know when that will be yet. Life is busy, and we're just starting to settle into a rhythm. So we'll figure that out. I will try to... You charge interest? I can't afford that in this economy. But I do need to figure that out. And I will announce that ahead of time. As much as I like to do surprise streams, I'll try to announce it ahead of time before I go online with anything. And I guess if I do any silent streams or stuff like that, that might just be bonus. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm still, again, just kind of getting my feet under me again after the holiday stretch. So I think that'll do it. Yeah, gosh, I hope you all had a good time. If you're watching this on YouTube or the VOD on Twitch, hey, if you liked what you saw, drop a follow or a subscribe, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with and is appropriate on your platform. Also, feel free to leave a comment, a like. Any of those things are good ways to support me and Ashley. And yeah, I think that mostly does it. I appreciate getting to share this time with all of you. And I hope that you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful week as well. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, Frank. I really enjoy getting to hang out with you. I'm glad things are going all right with the job. I was worried for a little bit, but you know what? If it's just good KOTOR time, that's awesome. Yeah, that'll do it. Good night, everybody. Bye.